Happy Tuesday, everyone. Welcome back to SUTV News. I'm Katie Christensen.
And I'm Brooklyn Beard. Yesterday, SUU's dance program held an informal showing of 2 pieces. These dances are being taken to the American College Dance Association High Desert Conference. The first piece shown was titled Something Bright Then Blue, choreographed by dance professor Haley Barr. The dance is set to the Vietnamese American poet Ocean Vuong's On Hope, Fire, Escapes, and Visible Desperation. The second piece, choreographed by student Allie Miss Bach, was titled Lost Connection, Please Try Again. Miss Bach's interpretation came from a place of desperation in the face of the ongoing suicide epidemic. The conference starts on March 26th in Laramie, Wyoming, with SUU's attendees having departed early on the 25th to attend.
In other news, the XR Southern Summit was held at Southern Utah University. Students had the opportunity to learn from experts about how virtual reality is changing the way people learn and educate. The summit used various visual presentations, breakout rooms, vendors, and lab hours. At the end of the 2-day conference, participants attended a Q&A session with the speakers. Finally, an award ceremony was held to close it out and recognize those who had excelled throughout the conference. Coming up, we will be talking about last week's indoor pool party.
Stay tuned, we'll be right back after the break.
Dad?
Just 1 minute, okay?
Hey, Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Do clouds take naps?
I couldn't tell you.
Can birds draw pictures?
I don't have an answer for that.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look!
Despite the recent cold weather, the Still Center held a pool party. Students participated in diving challenges, including a belly flop contest with prizes for the winners. Free food was provided, and the movie Surf's Up was playing in another room. This activity is part of the initiative to get students to meet new friends on campus in between classes and after classes.
With graduation coming up in just 4 weeks, SUU held its first of 3 grad fairs. Here's our reporter Bailey Giles with details.
The SUU Grad Fair is an event put on by the graduation team here on campus. It's held in the Hunter Alumni Center and is set up for seniors preparing for graduation to pick up their cap and gowns and any medallions or stoles they have earned. We spoke to a few students about what they're most excited for after graduating.
After graduation, I am so excited to work and be a mom.
What I'm most excited for after graduation is making actual money and really getting out there in my field.
If you're graduating and haven't had the chance to pick up your cap and gown, there are 2 more fairs before graduation. This has been Bailey Giles with SUTV News, signing off.
Speaking of dancing and pool parties, I think it would be really cool to have like a dance that is a pool party, like all in one.
I am so there. Time and a date, done.
Yeah, we should have one. We should throw one.
We should probably do it in the studio because we've got all the lights in here.
All the lights in here.
Rainbow, disco, rave and a pool party.
I mean, they can build a lot of things in here. I feel like they could build a pool.
This room is very much a multi-purpose room.
Yeah, they could build a pool in here and we could have a little pool party.
It's true. What kind of music though?
Ooh, dance music.
Dance music!
Coming up, Kylie will let you know how to prepare for the weather in the next week.
Stick around, we'll be right back after this.
In every family, small conversations can make a big impact. I grew up on tour with my parents. Kind of different, but we bonded over music just like other families do over sports, camping, or other interests. And we talked. Little everyday conversations from silly to serious that built a foundation over time. Honest conversations, like when my dad shared his experiences as an alcoholic.
Your honesty about that part of your life gave me a sense of integrity that I wanted to uphold in my own life. And I was so grateful that you and Mom had become these sober, stable people who were always there for me.
I wanted you to know from someone who's been in recovery more than 30 years now that hard work is what creates success, not alcohol or other drugs, whether it's music or anything else. I said it a lot, and I'm glad you took it to heart.
Talk, they hear you. For more information about talking with your kids about underage use of alcohol and other drugs, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov.
Someone had fun today. Hey, sweetheart, everything okay?
Yeah, everything's fine. How's our little guy?
Now I lay me down to sleep.
Looks like I'm stuck working late tonight. Probably won't be home until closer to 8.
Oh, that's okay. I have got a laundry list of emails to send out.
I pray the Lord my soul to keep.
Yeah, you did great. We had so much fun today.
If I die before I wake.
Try over and
I hope you're having a great Tuesday. I'm Kylie Dees with the weather. Today was nice and sunny, and we are looking at some similar weather for the rest of the week. Let's take a look. Today we had a high of 69 and a low of 43. On Wednesday, tomorrow, it's going to be a high of 71 and a low of 48, partly cloudy. And then on Thursday, we're going to have a high of 69 and a low of 45. Looking at the rest of the week, on Friday and going into the weekend, we're going to have highs in the 50s with 57 and 54 on Saturday. On Sunday, we'll have a high of 55 and a low of 37. And then back on Monday, a high of 59. Let's take a look at the radar for the week. It is very clear, nothing to worry about here. In other news, there is only 30 days left until graduation, so you can start your countdown now. What's up?
Welcome to the desk.
The desk. The desk.
All right.
Speaking of graduation, I loved my first college graduation at Cuyahoga County Community College in Cleveland, Ohio. It was the best. Dressed up like a member of the Jackson 5, waited 3 hours, got my diploma.
Whoa.
That's a lot.
That is a lot. That is a lot. I have not graduated college yet. I graduated high school in a very teeny little high school, but I'm excited for graduating next semester. I think it'll be fun doing all the little activities, all the little preparation for it.
Totally. Yeah.
Getting the pictures. I'm excited for grad pictures.
Me too. I'm actually graduating at the end of April, so
Ooh,
I'm almost there. And then
home stretch.
Home
Doing
stretch.
all of the things right now.
Yep. Grad fair.
Did you go to the grad fair?
I did go to the grad fair, yeah.
Sweet. You're all prepped and ready.
Stay tuned to hear about softball, March Madness, and more.
We'll be back after this.
This is the story of a boy who didn't talk for a long time. The boy liked things to always be the same. Any changes would scare and upset him. The unknown was an unfriendly place. The boy was very sensitive to lights and sounds. So he built secret hiding places where they couldn't get in. The boy didn't like looking people in the eye. He wasn't trying to be mean, it just made him feel uncomfortable. Sometimes he would flap his arms again and again.
One day I found out I have something called autism. My family got me help. Slowly, I found my voice and learned all the ways I could live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org.
Jason, let's go see your room.
What do you think? We kept it a little spare, so you can decorate it how you like. guys out there.
We're the family.
We're the family. I thought you were on my team. Wait,
Hi, I'm Caden Wigman, and it's time for SUTV Sports. SUU softball team played against California Baptist University in a 3-game series. Friday, March 21st, Southern Utah split the home doubleheader. They won the first game 5-4, but fell short the second game, ending the game 10-18. Saturday, March 22nd was the third game of the series, and Southern Utah wanted that win. The game ended 6-5 with SUU taking the series. Southern Utah plays again on April 4th in an away game against Grand Canyon University. The first game starts at 4:30 p.m. and the second will follow right after. All games will be streamed on ESPN+. Conference basketball tournaments are over, but that only means that March Madness has officially started. This week kicks off the Sweet 16 round after Kentucky beat Illinois the other day. There are no more perfect brackets. For the full schedule schedule, go to ncaa.com. Once again, I'm Caden Wigman. Thanks for tuning in to SUTV Sports. We bring the reports about games on courts. Lakers in 5.
Thanks, Caden. Coming up next, we'll discuss the recent Polynesian showcase and a tiny art museum.
We'll return after the break.
I'm Jenny Garth, and as a mother of 3, I know kids worry about a lot of things. Getting enough food to eat shouldn't be one of them. But here in America, that is a real worry for 1 in 5 children. Even though we are one of the most food-rich countries in the world, 15 million children don't know where their next meal is coming from. This is unacceptable, and something the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks is working to solve. Instead of accepting that our country lets billions of pounds of surplus food go to waste every year, Feeding America has made it their mission to help families in need by rescuing this food. Through food pantries and meal programs, the nationwide network of food banks provides more than 3 billion meals, serving virtually every community in the United States, including yours. Join me in supporting Feeding America and your local food bank by visiting feedingamerica.org. Together, we can solve hunger. Together, we're Feeding America.
Before spring break, SUMA held an Apex event. Here's our reporter Madison Holland with the story.
Southern Utah Art Museum had an Apex event to close out their Saltline expedition. The event started by all guests filling out yes or no questions about water problems. Then they headed into the Great Hall for a conversation with the panel.
Climate, environment, and the saline influx. A little bit wordy, but essentially we are using salt as the prism through which we are exploring our connection as humans to place, to our environment, and to each other, especially in a time of climate change and environmental crises.
The guests and panel headed over to SUMA to get last looks of the expedition and to do another engaging activity.
Thinking about how approaching this as future humans, kind of stepping into this role and coming upon this kind of ruin and imagining how could this have happened, how could this have come to be, and kind of working backwards into imagining or ruminating on how to prevent this plausible future.
The Salt Lines expedition is over, but there will be a new one with SUU students' artwork that opens at the end of March. Make sure you take time to go see that artwork and support your fellow SUU students. For SUTV News, I'm Madison Holland.
Earlier this month, SUU held its annual Polynesian Showcase. This year's showcase theme was A Tribute to the Islands. It was created to celebrate the cultures and traditions of the Pacific Islands through dance, music, and storytelling. Families, students, and community members are invited to come and enjoy the themes of forgiveness, healing, and compassion. If you missed it this year, be sure to come next year to support the Pacific Islander Student Association.
The owner of Cedar City's tiny art museum gave our anchor, Brooklyn Beard, an inside look into her creative outlets.
This lamp I have carried for probably 50 years.
Wow.
And I unpacked it and went, oh, that's so perfect. That's so perfect.
Cedar City is home to many artists and creators. Andy Larson is the artist behind the community's miniature art gallery.
Isn't this awesome? Little paintings and little pieces of glass and zines and more artwork.
Located on the Moe Strip of 5300 East, the gallery was built inside the top of an old grandfather clock and now houses miniature masterpieces, inviting all to participate in any way they can.
I was so excited to set it out there and have people put their art in. And it's amazing. It's like Christmas. I go out there and there's new things there.
Larson had always been drawn to paper, pens, and colors, but it wasn't until after she retired from working in the corporate world that she fell in love with creating.
When I retired, it just felt good to do what I wanted, create the things that I wanted to create and be, I hate to sound so cliche, but be me, you know, to find out that wasn't so bad to be me.
She has since founded the Miniature Art Gallery and started up workshops in her backyard studio for fellow artists to create and enjoy each other's company.
I love it. It just brings everyone together and yet gives us our individuality. And this is my favorite. This is my face fence. And we've had whoever's been in the studio that's willing, I have them do a face fence. So these are the people that have been in the studio.
Her message to the world is simple yet profound.
I think right now our country is more divided than it's ever been. And I think anything that we can do together is important, that we are united as a people and enjoy one another and never mind the things that divide us. I didn't state that very well, but I just enjoy life, and I think art is a great medium that crosses all the boundaries. So we don't need to worry about age or gender or anything, or political orientation. We can just enjoy each other's art. I think it brings us all together, and we can laugh and enjoy and paint and throw paint. And, yeah, I think unity.
For SUTV News, I'm Brooklyn Beard. You know, I love Lee. I've gotten to know her so well over the past few months. I remember the first time I saw the art museum, I thought it was a little library. I was just taking a stroll in the neighborhood, and I always stop at a free little library because I like to read. And then I was pleasantly surprised when I saw a bunch of little artworks in there. And so I've been, you know, from time to time, I go and I donate things in there. I'll go check it out, see if there's anything cool I could snatch. But one day Lee came out and we just started talking, and she invited me over to a couple gatherings she had in her studio. So we've created together, we've chatted together. It's been the best.
That's really cool.
It's been the best.
I don't really know much about art, but I love art. I love shapes, I love colors. What more do you need?
What more do you need?
What more do you need? I took a upper division art history class a few years ago. I didn't understand what they were talking about at all, but I got to see lots of shapes and colors.
Exactly, we love shapes and colors. Stay tuned to hear about recent club festivals and farmers markets put on by the entrepreneurship students.
Stick around, we'll be back right after this.
If you're looking to host a party but don't want to break the bank, here are some additions you can add to a store-bought cake. Hannah Clove, our reporter, has more.
Hi, I'm Hannah Clove, and today I'm going to teach you how to turn a simple boxed coconut cake into something a little more glam and a little fancier. So we're going to make a simple raspberry jam filling and a lemon lime curd. So our first filling is going to be a lemon lime curd. So we're going to zest these lemons and limes in here, and then we're going to squeeze out the juice. Just make a quick curd on top of our stove. So if you don't have a zester like me, since we're on a tight budget here, you can just use the smaller side of a cheese grater. So now that we've juiced our lemons and we've zested them, we're going to head over to our stove here. And then we're going to stir. So we can see it's thickened up now that it's been 20 minutes. You can also check the back of a spoon or spatula, how it's not running off so fast anymore. We're just going to transfer this from this hot bowl to a smaller one to put in the fridge. And we're just going to put some cling wrap on top of this. And then we're going to pop this into the fridge until we're ready to use it. So our other filling is super easy. It's one ingredient. We're just gonna get some frozen raspberries, because when we pop them in the microwave for a few seconds, all the condensation takes the berry with it, so it becomes a really sweet jam without having to add any water or sugar to it. This is just the consistency we're going for. So we're just gonna take our coconut cake and we're gonna take off the top layer so we can put our filling inside of it. And then we're going to take some of our jam that's cooled down a little bit. And this is super tart because it's just fresh raspberries, so you don't want too much. We're just going to put it right on top. Curd has cooled down in the fridge. And then we're going to do the same thing as last time. We're just going to take off our top layer very carefully. Lemon curd here, it's a little runny. You can see all the zest in there from all that hard work of zesting. We're going to put our top layer. Scrape off the excess. So there you have it. Those are our two simple cakes. We have our raspberry and our lemon lime curd coconut cake. Thanks so much for joining me today. I'm Hannah Clove with SUTV News.
SU hosts a number of different activities, including the recent Club Festival. Here's our reporter, Kaden Wigman, with more.
Southern Utah University held a club festival last month, an opportunity for students to explore new clubs and meet new friends.
Whenever I tell people, like in general, like in my classes about my club, they're like, oh, that's really great, but they have no idea that it exists, so I think this is a great event that helps us really get out there.
The event featured a multitude of booths, activities, and refreshments. A wide variety of clubs attended, ranging from climbing club to K-pop club. Attendees who visited enough clubs were able to grab some food supplied by the school. SU takes great care to help their students feel supported and included.
I think a lot of people don't know about different clubs like involved in the captain, so I think this spreading the word, educating them on what each club does. Like I've met some super cool clubs today, learning more about different communities within the campus and finding everyone's niche so that they can feel like they have a home on campus. I think it's super awesome.
Various activities like the Club Festival take place regularly to help new or returning students build new relationships.
Well, this is actually our first one. We just founded the club a couple weeks ago, this semester actually, and so this is more for us to just kind of put ourselves out there. But people are being really receptive. We've already had people, like 3 people join our group meet here, so that's super cool. So we're just trying to hope to get more and more numbers. But so far this has been really successful for us personally, so we're really excited actually.
Activities directed at clubs like the Club Fair usually happen multiple times each semester. For SUTV, this is Kaden Wigman.
Last month, the Entrepreneurship Department put together a business breakthrough, a farmers market style event meant to help students kickstart their businesses. Presenters had the chance to pitch their businesses to students, community members, and local businesses. Local business owners wandered the fair, giving feedback, support, and mentorship. On top of that, the first 200 students were given $10 to spend at any booth of their choice. Many students used that credit to get burritos, frozen yogurt, and artisans' trinkets and breads. Awards were given to some of the best booths.
actually. We've been able to branch out more to different schools on campus beyond just the business school. We have an art competition every year where art students come in and we tell them how they can use their skills in a business aspect. We have an engineering competition, so we really just try and tailor entrepreneurship to all the different wide variety that campus has to offer.
You know what I love about Southern Utah University?
What?
There's always something going on here, man. They always got a little trick, a little something up their sleeve.
That's true. Spring semester seems a little slower than fall semester, but there's still so much going on.
Oh, big time. Dude, we just had a pool party. Cowabunga!
That sounds so fun. One activity I'm looking forward to, this is going to be a little bit of a plug, but Thunder 91, our on-campus radio station, is hosting a Thunderground Throwdown. So if you are a solo artist, make sure you sign up. There are plenty of places you can find QR codes all over campus. You can go onto SUTVnews.net and you can find it through there. Yep, Thunder 91's Instagram. Plenty of places you can look for, and that's going to be April 2nd. So make sure you're watching out for that.
6 p.m. living room.
6 p.m. living room. I know I'm gonna be getting my green beans and then showing up to that event on April 2nd.
Beans and some live music. There's nothing quite like that. That's
nothing better.
An experience, dude.
That is awesome.
Or a can of beans too, baked beans, but
baked
unbaked.
Beans. Unbaked. Wow.
Cold baked beans. Well, I hope everyone enjoyed the show. To USU students out there, have a great week. Thanks for tuning in to SUTV. I'm Brooklyn Beard.
And I'm Katie Christensen. With our remaining minutes, we'll be showcasing talented climbers on the rocks of Cougar Cliffs in St. George, shot by our photojournalist, Brooklyn Beard.
Mm-hmm.